I'm CJ. I go by they, them pronouns. I am ace, arrow, and agender. I am all of nothing, as you can probably tell from the title of this video. Today, I am going to be talking about how I discovered I was aromantic. And if you would like to watch my video of how I discovered I was asexual, there will be a link on the eye right there, right here. As I said in my asexuality video, I we'll definitely get into more vague and more nitty gritty on people's identities and representation and stuff like that. But I do like to start with people talking about how they discovered their identity because I feel like it's a really great way to start that conversation. And if someone relates to something and goes, "Oh, I do that. Is that what that means?" Then maybe they can figure something out about themselves. As I said in my previous video, I discovered that I was on the asexual spectrum when I was 16. I did not discover that I was aro until I was 21. It was actually on Valentine's Day. I'll get to it. I thought I was alloromantic. I got crushes on fictional characters very easily. I wanted to be with people. I got crushes on people. I would play games with my friends about how I like this person. And I would say, like, oh, we gotta be secretive around them. And those games are just fun. They're just fun. But I always thought what I was feeling was romantic attraction, even though I wasn't really looking for it. I was shy. I identified as a girl for a lot of my life. I thought that if someone liked me, they would ask me out. So I never had to pursue it myself. But I have a very distinct memory. My first day of sixth grade. It was a warm day, so PE kind of got canceled and was just like, yeah, you guys can hang out in the shade if you need to. And I heard a few people talking about how everyone in the school had to date someone by the end of the school year, even the sixth graders. And I remember thinking, oh no, I haven't even made a friend yet. How am I supposed to date someone? I'm only 11. How is this? What? Like, I was genuinely, like, super nervous about it. Anyway, I go through life. I go through middle school and high school. You you didn't have to date anyone. It was fine. I start realizing stuff about queer identities and demisexuality and even my gender, which I will get into a future video, I promise. I am trying to discover myself, and I am so certain that I am demisexual pan-romantic. Alloromantic. I am alloromantic because I get crushes really easy, and I'm just shy. I remember when I was in 7th grade, the boy I had a crush on was the boy I had never heard talk, so I didn't know if he was annoying or not. Apparently he was. But he was my crush, and he was what I would play with my friends and be like, oh, "That's my crush. Be cool around him. Don't tell him." Blah 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 blah. Blah. But it was just somebody went like, "Oh, who do you have a crush on?" And I went, "Uh," and I just ran through a list of all the boys in my grade and went, "This guy," because he didn't annoy me. And then, they did that thing that middle schoolers do of like, "Ooh, I'm telling," which I think he knew. And then I just kind of went along with it. We never dated. I think he like said hi to me once, like he like knew, but then didn't do anything about it. But it was fun. It was fun to fantasize about him. Fantasies are fun. It gives Having a crush gives your brain something to do. And having a crush on fictional characters feels safe. You're never going to date them anyway, so it's fine. I've had a lot of crushes on fictional characters. I remember counting them with my best friend, and I got to like 50, 60 something, and she got to 2 of what fictional characters we had crushes on. Now I'm Arrow Ace and she's the Aloe one. Things are weird. Identity is weird. Sexuality is weird. Fantasies are very different from how you actually feel. Anyway, so I go about my life and I hit college. And I think college is when you date people. College is when you meet the love of your life. I should see if I like anybody. And, being pan, I had my pick of who I could have a crush on. And so I would just scan each of my classrooms and think, who's the most attractive person here? Who do I like? I like this person over there. I'm gonna you know, blush and tuck my hair behind my ear if we you know, get partnered for a project or something like that and think about them when I'm doing my homework for that class and stuff like that and then completely and totally forget that they exist when the class was over. Apparently choosing your crushes is not how people have crushes. You just get a crush on someone. I just kind of went like, oh, this person's kind of attractive. Sure, I'll have a crush on them for the next 6 months. And if they irritated me or said a joke or interrupted me, I got the ick so fast. Like, it is incredibly easy for me to not get a crush anymore. I either get the ick, or if there's ever oh, I'm not in that person's like sexual preferences. Okay, cool. I don't like them anymore. I don't want to make them uncomfortable. I'll move on to somebody who would like me. So yeah, it is very easy for me to just turn off having a crush. And it's very difficult for me to turn on having a crush. But I had a lot of crushes, so I must be alloromantic, right? As I mentioned in my Discovering That I'm Asexual video, I had a partner who was gray ace and gray arrow. And they really helped me discover my ace and arrow identities. And they're great. They're my friends, so I love them. They're great. But I remember I was listening to an ASMR video, which if you like ASMR, that makes you fall asleep like that. I would really suggest it if you got issues falling asleep. It's such a fascinating way of making content. I love it. I just love it. I was watching an ASMR video and it was them dating the listener type videos. And they started it off by calling me darling. And I was like, darling, that's so sweet. That's so cute. I'm darling. I'm darling. Video kept going and I was just kind of like, I don't know if this is how I would have responded in this situation. This doesn't really feel like me. This feels weird. And about 5 minutes later, they called me darling again. And I went, I'm not your darling. That's weird. And I told my partner at the time, and they said, that sounds like romantic repulsion. And me believing that I'm alloromantic, which if you're allo, you can feel repulsion. Me believing that I'm alloromantic, I go, oh, no, I'm alloromantic. That's not possible. And they go, okay, sure, whatever. Anyway, in my second semester at the university that I had transferred to when I was 21, the Ace Arrow meetings that the queer space had just so happened to land during Valentine's Day. And one of my friends sees me enter and goes, Happy Valentine's Day! And shows me all of these aromantic Valentine's Day cards that say stuff like, yes, homo, no romo. I like you, but not in that way. The idea of dating you kind of makes me uncomfortable. And the amount of happiness and feeling seen and being myself and platonic attraction I had felt, I just kind of stood there reading those cards and realized I have never felt this strongly romantically. I am so platonically happy right now, and I have never felt this way romantically. I started questioning my arrow identity, and bounced all over the spectrum until, like I said in the How I Discovered I Was Ace video, I realized that the definition is little to no attraction, and in that little, I get a little bit of wiggle room, so I'm ace arrow. And I'm sure I also identify as a ton of micro labels, to those later, but I'm arrow ace. And I will definitely say that being arrow was a very difficult internalized phobia to get through, but I think I got through it. 'Cause I love it. It's cool. It, I haven't met an arrow person that isn't just like cool, you know? You know what I mean? If you are a spec, have known for years, are just figuring out, are questioning, or an allo ally, I would love to have you. And if you have any questions about A-spec identities that you would like for me to discuss, please leave a comment and let me know. Whether it's your own identity that doesn't get recognized, or something I have said or someone has said in a conversation that you would like me to elaborate on. Thank you so much. Bye! So, I'm CJ. I go by they, them pronouns. I am ace, arrow, and a gender. I am. Yeah, I'm CJ. Oh my gosh. I'm CJ. I go by they, them pronoun. Why? Why is this a tongue twister? I did a video. Okay, bloopers, I guess. Friggin'. I'm not trying to make bloopers. I don't think I had many bloopers in my last video. Maybe some rambling and stuff, but not bloopers. Speaking of rambling, I got this. I got this. I got this. Yeah. I'm CJ. I go by they, them pronouns. I am ace, arrow, and a gender. That why is that complicated? Okay, I got this. 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 Anyway, as you can probably tell from the as you can probably tell from the title of this video, today I am going to be talking about how I discovered I was a romantic. And if you would like to see the video of how I discovered I was asexual, I will probably post a link in the I don't know which side it's going to be. I don't know what's mirrored and what's not, but there's going to be an I. For me, it's here. No, here. I don't know. There's going to be an I here. If you would like me and if you would like to watch my video of how I discovered I was asexual, there will be a link for the little I right here. If you would like, as I said in I don't know if you can hear it, but there's somebody rolling their garbage cans outside because tomorrow's garbage day. I don't want it to interrupt me. Now there's a crow cawing. Okay, I think we're good. As I mentioned in the last video, as I mentioned in my asexual, whether it's your own identity, just completely forgot what I was saying.